Bending his rules, unfazed by clash, congenial nature. I met Akshay Kumar and here are 5 things I learned about him. We met Akshay Kumar at a recent event and here's our experience from the same. It's not often that you get to meet one of Bollywood's finest stars, but when you do, you tend to get just a teensy bit starstruck. While that isn't exactly what happened with me when I met Akshay Kumar, but I was definitely in awe of his personality after my interview. Very recently, the actor signed up to walk the ramp for Ramesh Dembla at India's only men's fashion week. BollywoodLife was one of the lucky ones to be taken to Bengaluru to experience not just the fashion show but also meet the actor. Although it was just a 5-minute meet with him, Akshay certainly left us with a smile as he was extremely congenial. As I entered his suite, which was previously housed by PM Narendra Modi a few months ago, I noticed him sitting with a healthy-looking cuisine spread across the table. The television was on and there was cricket going on. My instant reaction to that was, "Oh, didn't know you were a cricket fan." To this, he responded that it wasn't the cricket that made him watch the channel but the fact that there were barely 6 to 8 channels provided. This he said, with a smile on his face. Before I could start my interview, he excused himself and asked me if I didn't mind taking the interview while he munched on his dinner. Oh, an important detail, our interview was scheduled for 8 p.m, his dinner time. However, despite that, he still accommodated me and was a total delight. Now out of this interview, I learned a lot about the actor. Also read, Akshay Kumar, if open defecation stops completely in India, 30% of rape cases would come down. He is very accommodating. Despite having dinner, he still let me interview him, ignoring the fact that it was an interruption of his personal time. He is very congenial. We didn't have to do much to break the ice. All I had to do was introduce myself and say hello, there. The rest was him. He was very friendly and had no starry air about him. Contagious enthusiasm. When he spoke about toilet, Ek Prem Katha, an excerpt of the same is below, he was very zealous about it. He explained to me why working on the project was so important to him and for the nation to see his work too. Unfazed by competition. With the number of big stars in the industry, clashes have become quite recurrent. And while a lot of stars make a hullabaloo over trying to avoid the clash or cashing in on the clash, Akshay clearly couldn't care less. All he had to say was that a clash in an industry that produced a heckload of film every year, it is bound to happen. You can check out his answer in the excerpt below. Bends rules as per people's convenience. As you know, the actor is very strict about his routine and yes, that's exactly why he even had his dinner on time before the show. However, the man who usually sleeps by 10 or 11 max, was actually attending the press conference after Ramesh Dembla's fashion show, without fussing about time or questions. He did bend his own rule for his friend's convenience. How sweet, don't you think? Well, here is our excerpt from the interview. Also read, Lovers Akshay Kumar and Raveena Tandon all set to reunite, read details. I see you don't have any makeup on and you walk the ramp in less than an hour. Which reminds me, you mentioned at 2.0's launch that you never apply makeup. Then what made you take up the antagonist's role as your Tamil debut, especially since you're quite against wearing makeup? I choose the role, practically. I would say I choose a role, I just listen to it. I don't have 10 people sitting around me from my company and listen to the script. I just look at it. I hear it. A good feeling comes and I just choose it. That's it. Lately, we've been noticing how you take up a lot of patriotic films, films that have a strong message by the end of the show and also are human interest stories. Any particular reason? It is surely something which I feel very strongly. Like I'm doing a film called Toilet. I feel very strongly about it, about women. Because I met few of the women in India, who have no other choice than to go to fields for open defecation. They go there and so much of problems happen. 54% of India doesn't have toilets. They all go in the fields. Not that they don't have the money or government is not giving them. Government makes it for them, but the whole belief is that they would defecate outside and feel more contempt. That's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard, but that is the belief they have. And in that, women go through a lot. That is why I felt like making this film. When I heard about the real story of how a woman stood by her ground. She got married to a guy and she realized that he doesn't have a toilet at his place. And she asks for a divorce. For just one toilet. Just one toilet, and I think that woman is unbelievable for standing her ground. It's not about the toilet, it's about the shame you go through. I was reading somewhere, if open defecation stops completely in India, 30% of rape cases would come down. Because when they go in the fields and all, men are waiting there. This is what happens. It's a very serious offense. A very serious thing. But I've made the whole story in a funny way. I've not made it into a preachy thing. You got a string of movies signed. And with so many films come a lot of clashes with other stars. Considering how your upcoming films are also clashing. What would you like to say on that? Tell me a guy who doesn't have a clash? Clash is going to happen. There are 180 films that release every year, and how many weeks are there? Nearly 52. Clash is bound to happen. We hear that the actor will be taking the Men's Fashion Week to abroad. In an interview with Ramesh Dembla, he told us just how excited he is to showcase his collection on an international forum. Without a doubt, his showstopper is Akshay Kumar. Looks like Ramesh and Akshay are going to make it big overseas with the Men's Fashion Week. Stay tuned to this space for hot scoop and latest updates.